Hello fellow YouTubers, Trouble8385 here with YouTube Gaming Community number 38. First things first, Philip I2 and Mr. Debach, I will get to your channels to check out and videos to check out next show. I simply didn't have time to check them out yet. Malcross SJ, I believe is the name on YouTube. Someday I do plan on being on the new net live stream. It's just not possible right now with Saturdays, because like last Saturday for example, I worked from 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. It's just not, when the work calms down a little bit later than someday. Arcade Main Machine already had asked me a while ago, and if I gotta get with him and get my TeamSpeak fixed first. But one day I do plan on being on that show, because I think it would be a lot of fun. So, which is the topic I'm going to start off with today, and that is, I never quite understand why people limit their possibilities. Never ever ever limit possibilities or opportunities that come your way. And what I mean by that is, I'm amazed at people who say, I'm never going to do a podcast, or I'm never going to write for a website, or any of that stuff, because you never know where that stuff could lead. I mean, a lot of people who made videos on YouTube, they just start making videos, and now they're writing for a website, or their videos are also on a website, or they're doing a podcast, or whatever the opportunity is. Obviously, the one with the biggest opportunity so far, Angry Video Game Nerd, I believe. Which last Friday I had the opportunity. It was one of a perfect storm kind of thing. The son had went to the grandparents and everything, and Bakeman 13 asked me, do you want to be on my podcast? And I said sure. It was kind of like on the fly kind of thing, and we did it, and it was probably supposed to take a couple hours, but of course, like all things, it ended up taking 5 hours. He recorded one earlier that day with Critical Failure, which I'll link to that video so you can listen to that podcast. And that one went smoothly, and of course the one we did later that day didn't, because it either got interrupted or my Skype fell off, or, you know, the usual podcast stuff that always happens. But it was a lot of fun. You know, he's only a 14-year-old, but he's a great kid. We were just, some of the best stuff actually never got recorded between, because we had to restart, and just had a lot of fun talking to him just about games and stuff like that. It was a lot of blast. Hopefully someday down the road I'll get to do a podcast again, because it was a lot of fun. But you know, having the opportunity to do that, and years earlier writing an article for a website, just a lot of fun doing that. You know, just trying new things. You never know where that may lead. You never know. That's why I'd say never limit your possibilities, because you never know. You may like it, or you may lead to something else. You just don't know. So anyway, enough about me babbling. Let's get to games that people tend to break out around this time of year, or their favorite games they break out this time of year. And the completionist comment was, I don't usually replay any games. Once a game is completed for me, it is usually retired on my shelf for good. I have way too many games to go through that I always have something to play. However, my wife has a gaming Christmas tradition in which she plays Parasite Eve every Christmas holiday. I cannot believe that you don't have one game that you go back to. I couldn't imagine playing a game, putting it on the shelf, and letting it sit there and collect dust. Or go, look, there's a game I beat that I'm never going to play again. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Next up is Digital Ninja 21. What games do I go back to often? Basically all the stuff I LP, plus Unreal Tournament first game, the 1999 one, and Quake 3 Arena. You know, the only Unreal Tournament I played is 3. Funny story, that game you're supposed to have broadband. I decided to hook up, I kid you not, where we were living at. Supposed to get 56K, but I was actually getting like 28, some weird off thing that the phone company gave you, 28 or K. And I got online and played that game. And you can play that game online that way. But when it comes to shooting, you may shoot here, but by the time you shoot because of your connection, the guy's over here. So you had to anticipate where the guy was. I've never actually got online and played that now that I have DSL. I should try that sometime soon. But anyway, just being stubborn and wanting to play even though I, you know, had no chance. So Goffman, or Goffmen, games I love going back to are Paper Mario series, Final Fantasy 7 or 8, Super Mario World, and Mega Man X series. These games I can beat over and over and never get sick of, and you can never go wrong with the Mario game. I have a question for you, Goffman. Have you ever beaten Mega Man X7? I ask because I can't get past the first area. Anyway, next up, Chipsters. Around Christmas time, I always find myself playing family/multiplayer games, especially with my wife and my nephew. I think last year it was the Family Trainer on the Wii. This year I think it'll be Kinect on the Xbox 360. You know, originally I was not even interested in getting a Kinect. I thought the technology was cool, but it's like there's no reason to get that. But then we started looking at the games. My wife found one she thought would be interesting, and she wants a Kinect. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to get, so maybe somewhere down the line I'll actually get it. My problem with Kinect is that you limited a group of people who could play video games. Either they're not good at, you know, the whole point of what makes video games so great with the controller is that you don't have to have any ability, really, you know, physical ability to play the game. You know, you can learn it. And some people, they catch on really quick and are naturally talented. Other people, they can learn the game over time, you know, and be decent at it. But what the problem with Kinect is, with you people having to move around, if you're handicapped, physical impairment, or just not that good, the game limits a part of the video game population. That's why I don't think why Kinect is a nice thing. I don't think Kinect will ever be like the control device for a console. Anyway, more Deka 101. I tend to do two things around this time before the holidays. I find myself playing more FPS or flying type games where you can throw it in and play a quick level. But once the holidays come around, I tend to try to get one game that takes a long time to go through, since I hardly ever time to play them otherwise. You know, I talk about playing games all the time, but the truth is, I maybe find 2-3 hours a week to play games, quite honestly. Mr. DeBach, and his comment was, I can never turn the page. Usually helps. There we go. Hydro Thunder 1, Turbo Pro Racing, Cool Borders, the only good Cool Borders game, Jet Moto 2 Circuit Edition, Demolition Racer. Oddly enough, I've been replaying old games, and those are the most recent. 7-8 Strider Huru. Around this time of year, I always go back to play Strider 1 and 2 and Golden Axe. I love Golden Axe. Can I say something about Strider? This is going to make the Strider fans mad. While I respect it graphically, I never got Strider. They just never... those games just frustrated me when I played them. I know, I'm hearing the people out there going, how can you not like Strider? What is wrong with you? Well, those games were just frustrating to me. MAMECADE had, I go back to my Atari 2600, relive Christmas morning past by putting on my PJs with some footsies. Oh, I know how you feel, because the Atari 2600 was the first system I ever got at Christmas. Nescapades. Another great video, Trouble. I spot Magical Mirror in the background. Well, you don't this time, because the rule here is, when somebody names the game, it goes off the shelf. Pretty sure the two I replaced it with aren't that hard to figure out. Anyway, holiday season means family coming in to visit, and we'll always get the same 5 or 6 games out each year to enjoy in multiplayer fun. Mario Kart 64 / GameCube, Turok Rage Wars, Mario Tennis, Super Street Fighter 2, Time Splitters Future Perfect, Dukem 3D, and Boom Blocks. When things are quiet, I generally pop in some Super Mario Bros. 3 or Super Mario World. Both games have fond holiday memories attached to them, so they ooze with emotion while reminiscing. You know, Bachman 13th podcast, he asked me, what was my favorite game of all time? And I had to say, without any doubt, very little doubt, was Super Mario Bros. 3. That is for some reason, it is my favorite game of all time. I can play that game forever. Mules1's comment was, thank you, I must make it clear that these chronicles I have no intention to exploit anyone, have been, or are currently in my former shoes. People involved are to be revealed at their choosing, otherwise it's confidential on their part. In planning myself in front of a TV and play some Asteroids Adventure and Combat. I love Asteroids. Oh, that's one of my favorite games. And for those who don't know, he was talking about coming in March, he's going to do Homeless Chronicles, where he retraces the dark places when he was homeless. Now next out is videos to check out, and the first is by xTHExSTIGx, or the Stig, depending on how you call him. 8-bit SEGA mods and Big Shoutout. So if you're into SEGA mods, check that out. A RetroGamerVX BBC Master 128K Vintage Computer Review if you're into computers. Next up is MarlinLee's Downland on the Coco if you're into the Coco computer games. MetalJesusRocks Vintage and Odd Game Collection Treasures. One of the interesting thing is Ico, he has kind of like a birdcage thing in that video. MAMECADE AVGN public appearance, or for you who don't know, that's Angry Video Game Nerd. To see how long that line was for him, but just to see how he just seemed like a regular guy, just grateful if everybody showed up, was really cool. Because you never really know how a person is in their video until you see them or talk to them or see them in real life. Next up is GameStreet81. Is not the video you think it is. Nope. It's the 8-bit Xmas 2010 for the NES review. It's a homebrew NES game. Really cool. Super Mario 64. Best VGM ever. 226 Mother MAMECADE. It's just video game music of one of the songs from Mother. So if you like Mother, check that out. TheDamoMonster. Master System 2 Power LED. It's how to add a Power LED to your SEGA Master System 2. He's a really cool channel, by the way. He's got a lot of mods on that channel. It's really cool. And the Drisk DSK Video Game History Part 16A Portable Power. In this episode, he looks at the era of portable gaming of the late 1980s and how the Nintendo Game Boy won the handheld war. Really cool channel. He has all of his videos are about video game history, which of course I love, so I had to check that out. 1MSX2 Go PC Engine Collection, because I love foreign games and game art. Next up is Alexgameroom, the NEC PC FX. Next up is BlooditeDrakan. Open tag, a favorite retro interest outside of gaming. Like he shows that he likes cassette tape music. Next up, TheAtariJunkie, Shoutouts number 2. Minus myself, which is in this video, there are he does a lot of shoutouts. There's a lot of channels you should check out on there that you may have never seen before. Also, AtariJunkie, to answer your question, I am already subscribed to your channel. Jason Moore 87, best game developers. Of course, the question of this video is, what is your best game developer do you like? For me, it's hard to limit it down because I like the older ones like Konami, Capcom, Nintendo, Sega. That'd be hard for me. And the last two are by Ivan Wilson, 1978. Video Games New York Store, if you want to check pictures out of that game store. And then the second one is number 25, recent additions to the Japanese Sega Mega Drive Genesis Collection NYC edition. Always love his foreign games and just the cool art and all that stuff on it. Real quick, lastly, kind of get sick of my checkout channel list, so sometime after the new year we are going to do another drawing and let you guys take over my checkout channel list. So I'll let you guys know when we're going to do that. Also, if anybody, again, if you're going to do a video of you decorating your game room in the holidays, just send me a personal message or a comment letting me know you did, and I will shout that out on my episode before Christmas. So guys, till next show.